Back. Hi, we're still here at AUSI Exponential, day 2 of the show at the Autharian booth live. And today we're talking to Ramon Roche from the Dronecode Foundation.
Hi, everyone.
Great to have you here.
Really happy to be here today. I'm the program manager for Dronecode Foundation, and I've been working with the open source community and Autharian ever since you guys got founded. It's been really exciting to see all your journey, and really excited to be here today.
Awesome, yeah, great to have you.
Yep.
So you already mentioned it, open source. So there's still a lot of people in the drone industry
Right.
who are not too familiar with open source in general, or open source particularly in the drone industry. So tell us a little more about open source and why it matters for the drone industry.
Yeah, definitely. So it's a very simple concept to grasp. The technical definition is that it's source code that you can modify and enhance, and anyone can just grab. But reality is much more than just code, right? It's the community that you build around it, and it's able to create an ecosystem. Open source code is what is driving a lot of industries in the world right now. For instance, a quick one, it's the mobile industry. More than 80% of it runs on Android, which is based on open source.
Right.
The cloud is more than 90%. And now with drones, we're hoping to be able to help grow the ecosystem of more drones by creating a baseline of software that anyone can grab and build upon, essentially bringing the concept of open core to the industry.
Okay, got it. And what's the role of the Dronecode Foundation within this open source community then?
Right. Well, the Dronecode Foundation is, first of all, let me explain a little concept about open source that is really important, why the foundation is here. So open source, it's open and anyone can grab it. But what happens when a lot of companies start consuming and contributing and using it in their products? The reality is that if the project gets owned by John Doe in his garage, not a lot of companies are going to be trusting that project, not going to be using that. So the foundation gets created to formalize all the projects, to bring all the contributors and users of the open source projects into the table, and to guarantee a neutral ground for collaboration and open development. So what Dronecode Foundation does is provides trademark protection for the IP of the project, but also it gives the opportunity to members that are within the ecosystem to collaborate together to develop, for instance, open standards.
Right. Okay. Open standards. Okay. So we were talking about open source technology now.
Yeah.
So what's open standards compared to open source then?
Yeah. Well, open source is software. Open standards can also be software, but it's, for instance, a good example is PICSOC. PICSOC are a collection of open standards. We have a great example right here in Skynode that got developed in a work group in Dronecode, together with Autharian and a lot of other contributors in the Dronecode space. And the way the open standards work is that we set out to solve common problems that a lot of companies have. For instance, let's say the payload standard. It's a great example because a lot of companies in the space are having the issue that they're trying to come up with their own connectors, with their own way of speaking to the cameras and the APIs. So we thought that it would be great if we could put a lot of companies together that have the same problem and try to solve it in a way that is beneficial to everyone. And at the end of the day, it brings a solution to the end users that anyone can just, for instance, grab a payload and plug it and play into different cameras, to different drones, without having to spend a lot and to invest into different platforms, into different ecosystems. So essentially, we're creating an ecosystem that partners like Autharian can leverage to bring value to their customers.
Okay, absolutely, got it. So there's open source technology, there's the community of the developers, there's the standards that you build around them, and then basically that's what forms that ecosystem, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay, so now, but there's not only the community, there's also like the members of the foundation. There are like companies, organizations that are part of the Dronecode Foundation.
Yeah.
And I think some of them are even here.
Yeah, we got I think 5 or 6 of them right here at the event. The members are the core benefactors of the foundation and the open source. So they're true believers, and they're the ones that are driving all the innovation. Autharian is our platinum member. They've been helping us since day one, and you contribute most of the code that is in the open source, and you help on all the open standards. You also have members like NXP. They're bringing their automotive grade sensors into the drone industry. We got companies like Model AI that are helping bring Qualcomm technology into the ecosystem, building robotic platforms. And we also have companies like M Robotics, FreeFly, And I think I might be missing someone else, but there's other members that are not at the show, like Microsoft, for example. They're trying to bring the real-time simulator platform into the industry to help developers and companies leverage real-time analytics.
All right, so it sounds like a lot is going on, and I think I heard also about an event that is coming up soon, right?
Yes, definitely. So we have a developer event that's a yearly occurrence now. We started in 2019. The first one was in Zurich, right in your home.
In person.
In person. We had 200 developers join us there. Last year we hosted the same event. It's 1,500 developers. This year we're expecting around the same amount of developers to join us. It's a great event. We're going to have keynote speakers. We got Dr. Lawrence Mayer. We got CEO of Open Robotics, Brian Gerke. We got help from our partners from Canonical, Ubuntu. And we're going to announce the schedule for the event on Friday. It's a developer-focused event, but I encourage everyone from the industry to join us. It's a very open program that talks from AI, machine learning, but also about the core issues within the control systems, navigation, about UAV CAN, PX4, Q ground control, MapLink, and all the open source projects and open standards, as well as PixOC, are driving really the innovation that's happening in the industry right now.
And this year it's happening in September, I guess, right?
September 14 and 15. That's correct.
Right. Yeah. Where can we get more information?
Go to px4.io or dronecode.org, and you can get all the information for the event and anything that we're doing in PX4 and Dronecode Foundation.
Awesome. So that was Ramon Roche from the Dronecode Foundation. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.